Hello, I'm Janet. Welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to tackle a question from Blossoms of the Savannah by H.R. Oleculet. And the question goes, discuss the negative cultural practices practiced in Nasila, referring to the novel Blossoms of the Savannah by H.R. Oleculet. Now, negative aspects of culture in Nasila are strongly opposed by the young generation. To them, such practices should be shunned because they have outlived their usefulness in a society that is slowly but surely embracing modernity and civilization. Female genital mutilation, the FGM, is an outdated cultural practice that has now standing in the changing Nasila. To those that support it, it means, or to those that support it, it is meant to tame a world gender that is just as cattle and required to be dehorned, as it is written on page 22. When it was discovered several years back, it was to find a lasting solution to the exploitation of the Ma women by the Ilarincon warriors. That gave, as we quote, that gave birth to En Mukaratani, the female circumciser, and her Olmuranya was shaped, sharpened, and added to her on page 87. Mama Milanoi also affirms the origin of this cultural practice, saying, It was the shame and anger that was provoked by Ilarigon towns, loud teasing and provocative posturing that made the women do what they did to curtail those desires the worthless predators exploited to prey upon them. Quoted from page 90. Resian is very much opposed to the negative retrogressive practice. She says, I would rather live in the noisiest place on earth than to live anywhere near a vagabond that would accost me, we quote, with intention of mutilating my sexuality, on page 33. At this early point, she makes her stand clear that she is opposed to the practice that disfigures and damages female sexuality. She is bitter and has pain in her heart due to threats of undergoing female genital mutilation. The Olmuranya, the instrument used to conduct, is scary. The instrument used to conduct the FGM is so scary. And the writer reveals that it, as it is quoted from page 58, it was a blade-like tool, sharpened like a smoothing plane blade, and the Mukaratani showed the way she went about her profession of transforming young girls into young women through the cut of All Muranya. She wonders what the use of FGM in today's woman is. As she quotes from page 90, she observes that the practice is being fueled by men who use it to continue oppressing women. One of their ways of oppressing us is to demand that FGM be perpetuated against us forever. The Enkoimpon, mother to Olarinkoi, tells Resian, as soon as we clip that erroneous salacity from you that destroys homes, you will become a respected woman. Quoted from page 229 of the Blossoms of the Savannah. This was not the original reason why female genital mutilation was invented, but the practice has been maintained to purportedly keep women faithful. FGM is so highly regarded that no girl would get married before getting circumcised. Such a girl was derogatorily referred to as entire pie, and her family was not spared any ridicule. To make matters worse, if she got pregnant, she would be circumcised at birth and married off to the oldest man in the village, found on page 63. According to N. Koiboni, no mother would want an uncircumcised girl as a wife for her son. This we find on page 235. This would prevent any other girl from doing such a thing. Circumcising the girl at birth is painful. It is dehumanizing and traumatizing. Joseph Pomuat opines that negative aspects of culture such as throwing the dead and the dying to hyenas or abandoning the old and the very sick in deserted homesteads to be eaten by wild animals have already been expurged from Nasila culture. We find this on page 128. Resian is optimistic that soon Nasila culture would do away with female genital mutilation as a cultural practice. Minik cites horrible and outdated cultural practice such as a muata that forced young brides to wear heavy copper around their limbs, legs, arms to make them beautiful and which has been discarded, hence freeing women from pain. She opines that even girl child circumcision should be discarded, for it has outlived its usefulness. This one you can go and read further from page 263. Now, those are the negative cultural practices that are practiced in Nasila. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps you to improve on your English. Kindly remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to this channel. See you in the next one.